things, and I enjoy dancing and music. My favorite instrument is harmonica. Today we welcome to the stage Annie Jean, an amazing singer who has made us her honored. Give it up for Annie Jean.
Amazing. Before we get started, can we all just give another huge round of applause for Judy? You are all so welcome here in the arena in the University of Limerick for Beyond Minutes, and a special welcome to everyone tuning in online at home. My name is Aline, and I am delighted to be your MC for the day. Beyond Minutes is a day all about inclusiveness, talking about issues that are important to children with disabilities and showcasing our personalities and our passions. The plan for today is that we're going to hear from loads of really interesting people who will enjoy some fantastic performances, and most importantly, we will meet some amazing children. We want everyone who is here today to be comfortable and have fun, okay? So we won't have any flashing lights, and if things are going to change, like if there's music coming on, we will let you know. We're going to be clapping for the speakers and for the performers today, so there will be a little bit of noise when that happens. Also, if you need to move around or leave, that's no problem at all. We know some of you might want a break, and you don't have to miss out because you can still watch online. If you're posting on social media from here to there or at home, make sure you use the hashtag #BeyondMinutes and tag Beyond the Zone for Children's Office. Now, enough from me, let's get the show on the road and get this thing started. We're going to invite onto the stage one of our young speakers. Toby, who you will meet, is part of the Beyond Minutes Youth Advisory Panel, a group of young people who helped plan this event. Toby is also one of our speakers, and I'm really excited to hear their story about being diagnosed with autism. So can everyone give a big welcome for Toby.
You may not know me, but you should hear me. My name is Toby. I'm 14 years old and I'm from Swords. I'm also autistic. My journey to getting diagnosed with autism wasn't easy. It started when I was 8. I felt that I didn't fit in with the other children at school and I would get very upset. Things got worse. It got to the stage that I was drawing dark descriptive drawings in my notebook. One day my parents found this book and they were really worried about me. So we decided to go see a therapist to try and understand what was happening. But at therapy, that's when things actually got worse. anxiety. I've been waiting for a year at HSE to put me in an anxiety workshop to help deal with this anxiety. I only got to go there for 3 weeks. At the end, they just told me that they believed it was not anxiety and that they believed it was autism, but I needed to get diagnosed properly. I was then put on a long waiting list to be assessed for autism. The waiting list was so long that I eventually had to go private. While this was going on, I was also struggling with my mental health. I finally got my autism diagnosis when I was 10. At first, I was very confused and thought there was something wrong with me. I went to occupational therapy, but I felt like they babied me and didn't accept how mature I was. Again, it felt like I wasn't being listened to. This affected my mental health. The medical professionals would dismiss my mental health issues because of my autism. This made me believe that all of these challenges I was facing were because of my autism. This just wasn't true, and it made me feel worse. Again, it felt like professionals weren't listening to me and that I didn't have a voice. And then things changed when I was 11. We found an amazing social group for children and teens with autism. It's called Little Seeds. Little Seeds was set up by Jer Penny, and Jer is a mom of an autistic child, and I set up Little Seeds to provide a safe and social space for children with autism. I remember the first time I met some of the people from Little Seeds. We met in the park and bonded over a shared love for Irish history. For the first time, I felt like I was really being listened to and like a big weight had been taken off of me. When the meeting was over, I didn't want to leave. I could see there were people in the world who would listen to me. After joining the group, we started doing lots of fun activities together. We went bowling, did painting and drawing together, watched a movie in the cinemas, and went shopping. We just hung out a lot together, and all of this really helped grow my social confidence. It made me feel like, again, I was being listened to. Little Seeds also helped me get in touch with my local TD, which meant I could get support for my mental health. But guess where I landed again? People not focusing on my mental health and instead only focusing on my autism. But this time, I stood my ground. Because of the confidence Little Seeds gave me, I knew myself that I was not going to take not being listened to anymore. I deserved better. It wasn't all easy, but I spoke up more. We asked for meetings with the head psychologist to discuss the problem, and gradually I found that I was listened to more. I spoke up more and I was listened to more. That was all only a few months ago. Today I still have challenges that I'm learning to deal with, but one thing this experience has taught me is how important it is to have your voice heard. It made me feel so much better when I spoke up, but also when I was listened to. For anyone who is going through something like I did, I want to say that getting diagnosed with autism and dealing with healthcare professionals is not easy, but you will get there. For the people working in the mental health and disabilities, you really need to listen to your patients. What you say to them really affects their outcome, so listen up. After all, it's every child's right to be heard, so make sure you listen.
Totally, that was incredible, and I know people are going to be so inspired to talk.
Listen to the song here in my heart, a melody I start but can't complete. Listen
was thrown into a world of online work, digital CBA and end-of-year assignments, and Teams classes, away from my friends again, and all of my clubs turned into Zoom classes. And as much as I preferred no proper school, I miss having my voice heard properly, not through emails and group chats. I could not wait to get back to the things that I enjoyed. When we went back to my dance classes, I was happy to get back into the swing of things, despite the mask wearing and socially distanced classes. And I still wanted to do an Awareness Week, despite the fact that I was going into third year. But when we came back to school, Amber Flag was not meeting up anymore. I was wondering if I was even going to have a junior cert, and after spending the first part of year in school, after Christmas, we were thrown into lockdown again. When we came back, we had 8 weeks left in term. The next year, I was in transition year, where I had more freedom, trying new subjects that I'd never done before, and in a new base class with my friends, and with countless new opportunities. I got the chance to sell the jewellery I make to the school. I took part in the SciFest competition in TU Dublin with my project Surgical Masks versus Cloth Masks. We even had a talk from someone from As I Am at the start of the year. So with this new freedom and the fact that now the entire year group was now educated on the subject, I decided this would be the year the Autism Awareness Week would go ahead. I asked my year head to do an announcement for it during our assembly, and anyone who wanted to get involved could come and talk to me. But only 3 people came up to me about it. It saddened me that even after we had heard all about what it was like to be autistic, people still didn't want to help. While I was disappointed, I swore to do better next year. Now I'm in 5th year, finally getting back to normal. I'm still in a class with my friends. I've signed up for the under-19 basketball. I've started going to student council meetings, and hopefully the Amber Flag will be back up and running soon. But I'm running out of time for my Autism Awareness Week. After 5th year, I'll be in 6th year, and between mocks, studying, and revision, I won't have any time for it. This is my last chance to do this, so this year I know it's going to go ahead, and hopefully I'll have the support of my teachers and schoolmates too. Thank you. I mentioned in my speech that I like to perform. I'd like to perform for you now. I close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build, every room inside is filled with things from far away. Special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care, so call me crazy.
Did that give anyone else goosebumps? Oh my God, that was incredible. Well done. Now, I want to tell you a little bit more about the Beyond Limits Youth Advisory Panel, the YAP we call them, and I'll tell you, they can yap. The YAP is made up of 9 unbelievable young people. Katie, Toby and Maeve, who you've already met, are 3 of them, and you will meet more throughout the day. The YAP have been meeting since January to help plan today. The activities that are all here today, how things look, the supports we have, they've all been discussed and planned by the YAP. We're going to be talking more about the YAP on and off all day, so we thought it would be a good idea to properly introduce them so you can get a sense of their energy and their enthusiasm. These young people have been so committed, they have been honest, they have been open about their own experiences, and they have supported each other throughout. Find out all about them in this short video.
My name is Eva. I am 16 years old and I'm from County Meath.
My name is Christopher McKenna. I am 17 years old and I live in Foxrock, County Dublin.
My name is Irish Marie Elizabeth Malone. I am 14 years old and I live in County Offaly.
My name is Julie Defani. I am 15 years old. I live with my mum and my family in Town.
My name is Toby. I'm 14 years old and I live in Swords, County Dublin.
My name is Hidari. My age is 14.
My name is Maithney Curheen. I'm 16 years old and I'm from Meath.
James Crapsty. I'm from Yukon County, Dublin, and I'm 16.
My name is Amy O'Brien. I'm 17 and I'm from Mitchelstown in County Cork. In the planning for Beyond Limits, we had 12 meetings. I was part of deciding what different guests we want, what activities we all wanted to include.
I'm also planning a speech to speak at Beyond Limits.
Good ideas.
I'd helped work out the quiet room and I'm going to be speaking about my autism diagnosis.
I am into the people.
Oh my God, I big research.
I've helped launch the event.
We helped make Beyond Limits more accessible, more autism friendly.
Outside of Beyond Limits, I play camogie with my club.
I actually spend time with my family and also getting to jump on the trampoline. I also like to give my dog Chewy a walk.
Go to my gymnastics, doing flips, cartwheels.
I love to music.
I like to paint and I'm now attending Addicted Dance.
It's my gymnastics I'm doing.
I like to dance. I'm in one of the same dance groups as Toby and Addicted to Dance. Now I'm in the chorus for my panto, for my local panto.
Hobby is definitely to coach and travel the country. So
What I do the most is probably reading, and I love writing, kind of hand in hand. And other than that, probably baking.
I think I'm mostly looking forward to the quiet space.
Really excited about doing my 2 speeches for the 2 Beyond Limits events.
You see, dancing, singing.
Having fun?
definitely the GAA because I love sport.
To try out the cookery instructions,
the silent disco, and also some of the sports.
There is so much to do.
Welcome to Beyond Limerick. So I've been to a lot of events for people with disabilities, and I know how important it is to have people in the background organising it who are disabled and who know what they want and who know what everyone else needs. So I know how important the app are, and I want to give them a big round of applause because today wouldn't be possible without them. So can we just give them another round of applause, please? Today is a day of fun and inspiration, but there is no hiding the fact that having a disability is hard. Part of the work of the Ombudsman for Children's Office, who have brought us beyond limits, is to try and make changes that will help children reach their potential. To talk to us a little bit more about this, please welcome the Ombudsman for Children, Dr. Niall Muldoon. Take a seat here now into the hot seat. I'm gonna be asking him all the hard questions.
Thank you.
So, Niall, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Tell us a bit about yourself and the Ombudsman for Children's Office.
Yeah, well, I'm a born and bred Donegal man, and I'm absolutely delighted to be down here in Limerick to bring Beyond Limits to here. As Ombudsman for Children, I was selected in 2015 after a set of interviews by young people, children with disabilities, children from 7 years of age to 17 years were involved in selecting me for the job. And I'm delighted one of the young people is here, so he's here to check up on whether he's selected the right person or not. So Matthew, thank you very much for making what I think was the right choice. But Ombudsman for Children's Office is an important office, and what we do is we promote and protect children's rights. And the reason we're here in wonderful Limerick is to try and make sure that children with disabilities get access to events like this. And you can see we've made it as inclusive as possible. And we did it in Sligo, we've had it here in Limerick, and we've had over 1,100 families signing up to attend, and it's really wonderful to see that there is an appetite for this, so that we can see the potential for everybody in our society and to make life as equal as possible for our children, and that's what we do as an office all the time.
Yeah, and having these events nearly shows not only the need for them, but what is possible.
Absolutely, and again, one of the things we want to do is to encourage other people who organise any conference to say you can include children with disabilities with a little bit of extra work and a little bit of forward preparation, and really it can be an exciting time for everybody to attend, all the family members.
Yeah, and this is the first time, isn't it, that there's been 2 in 1 year?
Yeah, that's the first time. We did it, the first time we did it in Croke Park, we had 1,000 people at it, and that was the biggest event anywhere in the world like that. So we took our time, anywhere in the world. It's amazing how it hasn't happened before. So we're delighted to be able to spread it around the country now and take the learnings from that. So we'll see what we do next.
You must kind of get a sense of pride then.
Huge.
Anywhere in the world, like.
Again, I mean, listen, it was suggested by a couple of people, and we built on it. It took about 1.5 years, 2 years to pull the first one together, and then we're trying to get it better all the time. But yeah, there's a huge pride. I mean, I have a fantastic team in the office working on this all the time to help the young people to get their voices out there and to select what's needed and to promote them. And again, people like yourselves being so willing to get involved and to lead the way and inspire the young people. It's really, it's a joy to be involved in, but it's hard work.
Well, the reason why myself, and I know Paddy Smith is here today as well, want to get involved in something like this is because we never really had it as kids growing up. And I found my community in parasport, but I think it took maybe Paddy a bit longer to find his community, and that's what this whole thing is about. It's also showing who your community is and feeling a sense of belonging, and like you have given us that by hosting this event. So,
well, I mean, listen, we're delighted to get the opportunity to do that, and I think, as I say, role models are so important for all of us, and that allows us to inspire. I never thought of that. Maybe I can do that, and we can go in that direction. So yeah, it's wonderful. I'm really looking forward to the rest of the day.
And what other kind of work do you do in the area of disability?
Well, we do lots of things. We take complaints and we do investigations, and some of the work we've done is looking at hospital waiting lists and the right for children to be moved forward on those. We've also looked at the huge delays in assessment of needs for children as well, and we're pushing very hard on inclusive education so that children don't have to be sent out of their area to get the education that they deserve. They should be able to go to the same school as their brothers and sisters. They should be able to have play dates, but at the moment children are being traveling too far, so they don't have a connection when they come back home. And we're trying to push on those areas over the next year or two. Yeah.
Was there a time you felt your work was really worthwhile?
Yeah, there was one investigation we did, which we called it the Jack investigation, and it was a young boy who acquired a brain injury after a car accident, and he spent about 6 months in hospital, and the hospital said at that stage he was ready to go home. He wasn't able to move or look after himself, and he'd become non-verbal, but he couldn't go home because his parents didn't feel able to look after him without the proper support. And the HSE said they weren't going to support him because it should be a TUSLA issue. TUSLA said we weren't going to support him because it was a HSE issue, and they fought and they argued, and there was all sorts of issues. So he spent 2 years extra in hospital when he shouldn't have. We got involved and we pushed the two people to work together. So now TUSLA, and we found there was another 200 children like that as well. in the country. So they've started working together much better in regards to that, and prioritising those children so they can get home support better. So those are one of the examples of things that can really change when you have even just one child coming forward to make a complaint. We can change it for so many others.
And is that how do they get in contact with you in your office, just online, emails?
All of the options there. I mean, the easiest thing is the oco.ie is the website, very simple. We have a free phone number as well, and we're quite happy to talk to people. If we can't help them immediately, we might be able to signpost them somewhere else, but please engage with us and let us know. We'd like to sort the problem as quickly as possible, rather than waiting for it to get big.
You can't help unless you know.
Correct.
And the more information you
have.
Knowledge
is power, so the more we know about things, the more we can do with stuff, and we can engage with the government to change legislation and policy, or to change it for individuals or for the system.
Yeah, I know I myself, I'm one for like leaving things until they become even bigger messes. So there's a message here, don't leave it. If there's something niggling you, get in contact straight away.
Absolutely.
I did put up a question box on my Instagram saying that I was going to be talking to you today.
Okay, I'm very nervous about this.
I got two questions, okay? One of them is to do with your job. One of them is not to do with your job.
Okay.
So I got one asking, what is the hardest thing about being the Ombudsman for children with disabilities?
The hardest thing is unfortunately not being able to fix things when you really like to, and especially in the area of disability, there's children not able to get the adaptations for their houses, or simple things like children still having to perhaps prove that one leg is shorter than another every year to get their rights justified. Those small things like that can be very frustrating and annoying, but I mean, it's not being able to do the things that you think are simple and should be done very easily. That's really frustrating for me.
The other question was, what do you want for Christmas?
Okay, I can do that.
Is somebody trying to find out because they want to buy you a gift?
I'm sure it's not my kids anyway. What do I want? It's simple, and I don't think it's possible. It's unachievable. Is Donegal to win All-Ireland and Man United to win the Premiership. So.
Oh God.
I'm a dreamer.
Oh God. Okay, I have one question of my own, and that will be our last question. My question is, what is your hope for the future? What do you think is possible?
My hope for the future is that this becomes normal. This becomes something that will happen all regularly in different parts of the country, and that the children and the families that are here will be seen and heard by the state in the way they should be. And you've heard a number of stories already where just listening can make such a huge difference to children. And I think this is just a start, I hope, of something positive that will last forever. And it doesn't have to be us involved in it. But it's really, I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes from here.
Well, thank you very much. The only way to start something is actually to begin. So this is it. We're beginning, we are starting, and hopefully the future will look brighter. Thank you very much, Niall.
Thank you very much,
Wait. Don't go anywhere. So we have been talking for a while now, so I think we need a bit of movement. So can everyone get up if you can? And Niall's going to get involved with this too.
Okay.
I'll take you through a little warm-up, and everyone feel free to get involved. Okay, so this is going to be, you might notice I've been hiding like a stain that I put on my shirt before I came out here, so I'm going to move them. I think the music is going to start. This song is one of the songs that I would listen to before I race. It's really empowering, it's really inspiring. So once the music gets going, we'll start moving. Okay, right, so we're going to start by swinging our arms. Come on, everybody, swing your arms. And then we're going to go forwards with one arm. And forwards with the other arm. And then we're going to go backwards with one arm. And then we're going to go backwards with the other arm. And then we're going to go opposite directions with both arms. Can we do that? Can we do that? I can just about do that. And then we're going to swap directions. And then we're going to get the hips involved, right? So this is a bit of something I did when I was dancing. Dance with the stars are going to swing around, get the hips all warmed up. And then we're going to go opposite direction. And then we're just going to start jumping on the spot. And then if any of the kids want to start singing, what are you? So I am a champion! Come on, I know we've got some champions here. And we're just going to start dancing side to side. Woo! champions. And I want to hear a roar. Come on, everyone, roar! And we're going to clap. What are we going to hear you do? Roar. And then we go to opposite direction. Maybe we'll get a bit of swimming in here, okay? So we're gonna go I am set, right? Ready? We're gonna go butterfly. Okay, we're gonna do this for a while, right? And then when you swim in butterfly, you get to the wall and you touch it and then you go backwards. You do backstroke. You're doing some backstroke, swimming along, and then what you do is you see the flags and you start counting your strokes, and you know you're getting to the wall. So you go 1, 2, 3, you're at the wall, you turn, you do breaststroke. Come on! This is the easiest way to swim with loads of people without being in water. When we're getting closer to the wall, and what do we do when we're at the wall? We turn, and we're going to change strokes. So we're going to do front crawl. And we're getting ready. What are we? We're champions, and we're going to roar! And then we're going to start clapping again. And then we're going opposite direction. And we're gonna roar! Come on, I wanna hear the roar! And now, I want everyone to stand up tall if you can, put your hands on your hip, and do your Superman pose. And we're gonna have our chins high, and we're gonna feel our power, and we're gonna feel how powerful we are, and what we're gonna do? We're gonna roar! Woo! And what are we? We're going to start stepping to the side. Because I am a champion. Come on. Oh. Do you want to do a little bit of swimming again? No, I don't think we do. Okay, now I want everyone to just give yourself a big round of applause, a big syllabus. Woo! Did you enjoy that? Yeah? I think we're going to have a bit more dancing. Niall, thank you very much. Didn't Niall do a great job, everyone? Okay, that was a great little breather. I'm a little bit out of breath, a little bit sweaty. May not have worn the right shoes for that. We still have a few amazing people to talk to. So next up is an amazing young woman who has travelled all the way from Galway to be here with us today. We first met Saoirse on the Late Late Toy Show. Everyone knows who Saoirse is. And we're so excited she can be here with us today alongside her mom, Rosanna. Can you please welcome Rosanna and Saoirse? Come on up. Did you like your little dance? Yeah? Were you swimming?
No.
No? Okay, what seat do we want?
Yellow.
Do you want to be in the middle? Oh, you want to? Okay, great. You'll be in the middle. Hi, guys. How's it going? You having fun? I love your little outfit today. Was that planned? We're kind of matching because I have feathers and you have fur, so we're going with kind of like the faux animal trend. For anyone who doesn't know, tell us about yourself. Saoirse, and where you're from and what you do?
I'm from County Galway, and I'm 10 years old.
You're 10 years old, and you've had a wild time, haven't you? And you're literally, like, I have, since I was a little kid, always wanted to be on the Late Late Toy Show, right? And when I was young, I auditioned. I used to, so surprise, surprise, I used to do a little bit of dancing. I dabbled, and I thought I was a great tap dancer. And I did a tap dancing video with my friend, and I sent it in, and I didn't get approved. But you were on the Late Late Toy Show, and you had a great fun, and you made a new best friend. Tell us about that.
It was amazing on the Late Late Show. I met a lot of great people, and especially Ryan Turbey.
Yeah?
He was the best one.
What's he like?
He's very funny. He's very good with children. Yeah, he's not like one of those mad, scary people.
He's not a mad, scary person. Is that what you thought he was going to be like?
I can't remember.
And is it true he has like a bag of sweets or bag of jellies or something always on him? Was he offering you sweets all the time?
No.
No? I swear, I was on the Late Late Show once and he came in with loads of sweets for everyone. I'm surprised. Maybe there was too many kids. There was not enough sweets. And I hear you're really into sport. Is this true? Okay, so what sport are you into?
I love playing camogie.
Camogie.
Yeah.
And why Camogie? What is it about Camogie?
I think it's a great sport. I love going to training with my friends. I think I love it because I get to have fun and I get to meet up with them outside of school too.
Is that why sport is important?
Yeah.
You get to have a little bit of fun with people outside of school. And do you play Camogie with the girls you're in school with, or do you get to meet different people? I play mostly with the girls in school and some other people from a school across the road from us. That's so good. And I also hear you like a bit of cycling. See, these aren't on the notes, but I heard a rumour that you like cycling too. Yeah?
Yeah.
And you haven't been on the bike in a while?
No.
Because I heard a rumour from a fellow Paralympian that she was trying to get you into paracycling for the Paralympics. And now that I know you're not cycling, I might have to bring you to the pool next door, get you in. Were you swimming when I was trying to get everyone to swim there? Were you? No? Well, that just means I'm going to have to get her in the pool and see what she's made of. And what would you say to other young people who are here today who might want to try a sport but are nervous?
I would say believe in yourself and go for it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And what's next? What's next for you?
I don't know. You have the
phone. Oh, Mammy has the calendar. Mammy, what's next for Saoirse?
I don't know. We just take it one day at a time, don't we? She hopes to go back to Camogie when the season picks up again in the new year.
Yeah.
She's recovering well from her surgery and just fun stuff from here on in, really.
Yeah. And have your teammates been really supportive?
Yeah.
Isn't that the best thing about sport? I think when it comes to sport and stuff, like obviously it's fun to race and compete and win things, but it's the friends you make, aren't they so important?
Yeah.
So do you know, I'm 27, I know I'm very old, I'm 17 years older than you, right? And I'm still best friends with people that I swam with when I was 10. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
So maybe in 17 years time, you'll be still best friends with people you play Camogie with. Saoirse, you have been amazing.
Thank you.
You're doing such a great job, and do you know what? You are an inspiration to everyone here today because you're just so incredible. You're yourself. And I think everyone here today is so jealous of everything you get to do, especially the toy show and Disneyland. And we want to know what's the best thing about Disneyland?
Everything. Absolutely everything.
And Mammy, is there anything you would like to share about kind of maybe the journey you've been on or what you and Saoirse have been up to?
It's been a journey, that's for sure. I suppose we're just glad to be here, and to us, Saoirse is so brave and so inspirational, and yeah, just, you know, whatever kind of a tough day anyone's having tomorrow has to be better. So keep going.
Keep going. Is that the key messaging?
Yeah.
I think I've been told a lot that I'm an inspiration, and I know sometimes we can get, as disabled people, we can get a little bit annoyed that these people who, they don't have a disability, they're not really going through anything hard in life, and it can be really annoying when those people are saying we're an inspiration. But do you know, here today, there's loads of people with disabilities, loads of kids, and they look up to you so much because of how brave you are. So when we say you're an inspiration, it actually is because you're inspiring us to be better. So thank you so much for coming today. Thank you, Saoirse. Thank you, Rosanna. And I hope you guys go out and have fun and explore and try all the different sports, and I'll see you in the pool later, okay? Well done! Now, I'm going to take a bit of a break and hand you over to Eva, another member of the YAP. Eva is getting the big job today of interviewing Jack Kavanagh, a disability advocate and someone who is passionate about challenging limitations. Welcome onto the stage, Eva and Jack. Oh, and they're having a little hug.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello. So hello everyone, my name is Eva. I'm a member of the Beyond Limits Youth Advisory Panel, and I'm here today with
Jack. How are you all?
And I'm going to be interviewing Jack today and asking him some questions about his life, because he's a very interesting person.
She's going to make my job very easy. We did a run through yesterday, and Eva is a pro. She's made for the big stage.
Okay, so Jack, first question. One of the interesting things about you is you almost have a before and after experience with disabilities. So can you tell us a bit about growing up with dyslexia?
Yeah, so there's a number of us here today from Meath, so I'm one of those, and I grew up outside, about a kilometre outside a little town called Dunchalklin, and growing up I was one of those kids involved in all kinds of sports, running, rugby, Gaelic, soccer, hurling. My parents would have me involved in anything to kind of burn off energy, and then in those younger years during the summers I loved to go to the beach and get involved in those kinds of sports. But when I entered into school, the phone calls home started, and my parents were getting phone calls saying that I wasn't applying myself, that I was distracting the other kids, that I was causing trouble. And although it wasn't necessarily true, I often got written off as a problem child in those early couple of years. And later they discovered that actually I was very frustrated, but I wasn't a bad kid. And it turns out that I was severely dyslexic. And around that time I got introduced to a different kind of teacher, a teacher that led me to believe that I was intelligent, that I could learn and apply myself, that I just needed a slightly different approach. And that teacher taught me lots of really important things. One of the things that I learned from that teacher was that it's small stretches over time can really add up and bring you in a different direction. Another thing that I learned from that teacher was that I could try something, not necessarily get it right, and that I could give myself permission to try it again in a slightly different way the next day. And all of these little lessons started to add up. Probably the biggest one was fundamentally that life rewards effort, and you get more back when you put more in. And all of this was really important because at that time when I was a young kid in primary school, Harry Potter was a big thing. And I went from a position of not being able to read the books and someone having to read them to me, to starting to learn how to read around the age of 8 or so and falling into this world of magic. And that was a really important milestone in my younger years. It was why I decided to go to a boarding school, because I was trying to find my own version of Hogwarts. And so that's a little bit about my younger years. And so some of the things that I learned through my journey with disability or a diversity in ability with dyslexia, some of the things that I learned through that really paid off and were helpful later on when I acquired a spinal injury.
Yeah, and I agree, teachers do make all the difference in a classroom. And you mentioned as well there that you love water sports.
I do.
Can you describe how they make you feel when you're on the water?
Absolutely. So, like I said, during the summers I was always interested in getting to the beach and trying out water sports. And when I was younger, I started to sail, and I would do water sports camps during the summer. And I started to sail, and one day as a teenager then, I was on the water sailing along, and someone windsurfed past me, and I was like, no way is someone going faster than me on the water. And so I traded sailing for windsurfing, and I was just really interested in it. And I think one of the things is if you follow your interests, you improve and you really immerse yourself into the sport or the subject or whatever it is. And so I really immersed myself into windsurfing, and I learned really quickly. And for me, windsurfing was the place that I would go where I just felt completely in the moment. And I would lose track of time. I would just forget about everything else and be completely in the moment. And in neuroscience, they call it a flow state. And it's been shown to be really beneficial for our well-being, for managing our stress and things like that. And some people find it in sports, some people find it doing art, some people find it reading or playing music. But it's really important that we find those things that we really love, that we completely lose ourselves in. And interestingly, they're the places where we perform the best because we just get so into it. And for me, that was the water sports. One of the big things was that it was in the outdoors, and I love to challenge myself in the outdoors as well.
Absolutely, and I agree. Like, I suppose my flow state would probably be in camogie.
Yeah.
And if you stick around, I'm talking about camogie later because I'd never shut up about it. So if you stick around, you can hear me talk more about it later.
Stick around, she's great.
And then when you were 20, you were on holidays with your friends in Portugal, and you got an injury to your neck. Can you tell us a bit about what happened and what that injury meant to you?
Yeah, absolutely. So, like you said earlier, I have a bit of a before and an after story. And so, my love of windsurfing, I had spent a couple of summers working in the west of Ireland, instructing young people how to surf and windsurf, and working as a lifeguard. And it was just after my first year in college. I was studying to be a pharmacist, and I spent my summer in the west and went away on holidays before going back to college. And I was with some of my best friends. That day I got up and I went for a run, and we found this great beach where we'd spend the afternoon, and we played football and went swimming for the afternoon. And I decided to go for one more swim before dinner, and I ran down the beach as I'd done so many times that day, and I dived into the water over a wave, and my head collided with a sandbank. And in that moment, I broke the 5th vertebrae down in my neck. And there was a click, there was a little bit of heat, and it was just like someone came up behind me and pulled out the power plug. And my whole body just went limp. And it was a very surreal moment because time kind of slowed down a little bit. And I remember thinking about my mum and dad at home. I remember thinking about my 2 younger sisters, Claire and Jean. I remember thinking about my friends on the beach, and I wondered would they get to me in time, and if they didn't, how would they deal with that? And the following day, I woke up in intensive care, and after a couple of months, it became clear that I was going to have a permanent spinal cord injury. The result of that is about 15% muscle function, so I can use my shoulders, my biceps, and my wrists, but I have no finger function or movement below my armpits. And in the early couple of years, or months in particular, that was a huge change in terms of my identity, because I was this fit, active young guy that loved exploring in the outdoors. And at that stage, I didn't know how to do anything. I was learning to navigate the world again in a very different way, on wheels this time. And one of the things you learn very quickly is that unlike rehab, where I spent 7 months, the world outside rehab isn't always flat or smooth, and it was a big learning journey. And one of the biggest things that I struggled with was that sport, in particular running and rugby and windsurfing, they'd been the places that really helped me manage my stress and my mental health and my emotional well-being. They were the places I went to connect with my friends. And all of those were taken away from me for a period of time. And it took time to find new sports and new ways of getting into the outdoors. And so that was a big part of my journey as well, was rediscovering all of the opportunities that were out there and all of the new ways that there were of navigating the world again.
And when you got your injury first, people told you that you would need assistance for the rest of your life, but you decided to keep going. Were there any moments where you're like, no, I can't do this, I want to give up? Yeah,
certainly. So after you have a big setback in life, and everyone in this room has faced many challenges, I've no doubt about that. And the challenges come in smaller ways and bigger ways at different stages in our life. But for me, after my injury, one of the big things that I had to go through was the grief of the life that I had planned, and losing function in parts of my body and things like this. And parts of the grief cycle are the anger and the denial and frustration And then one of the stages is also depression. And so you hit a really low period. And yesterday we talked about it being the belly of the beast sometimes. And I think it's really important, although it's hard, it's really important that you really do hit that low point. And for me, I remember at that stage being so low in myself, so upset in myself that I even struggled to make eye contact with other people because I just didn't want them to see in my eyes how much I was hurting, how upset I was, and how hard I was finding it. And in those early couple of years, there was lots of people that said lots of things that I wouldn't do again, that they told me life would be hard to interact with in lots of different ways. And after I hit that low point, I kind of felt like actually the only way back is up. And you start reconstructing your life again and looking to the future. And I think it's really important for all of us in the room to have things that we look at that are in the future because they pull you through the really hard times. And I like to think about it as an inspiring vision for the future. And the reason I use the word inspiring is because the word inspire literally means to breathe in. And so having that is like the oxygen to keep you going towards the future. And that was kind of the fuel for me to challenge lots of the things I was told I'd never do again.
And you mentioned earlier as well that you were in college for pharmacy before you had your accident. But then even afterwards you decided to go back to Trinity and you made changes to Trinity and it's now a more accessible college. Can you tell us a bit about some of the measures that they brought in?
Yeah, so I was really fortunate to go back to college after I had my injury. Trinity were fantastic. The disability service in Trinity, they put certain supports in place and then they got out of the way so that I could get on with things and enjoy my college experience. But I was the first person to live on college campus with a personal assistant. And that was a really big thing for the college. And actually, over the next couple of years, it set a precedent so that lots of others have been able to do it as well. Trinity is an old college, so they made lots of adaptations over the last 10 years, and now it's a very accessible place for people, both the buildings and if you know Trinity in the front square, it's all cobbled stones, so there's lovely big granite walkways through there, and it's really easy to navigate as a wheelchair user or on crutches or with a buggy or on a Zimmer frame or whatever way you want to get around, if you're using a cane, any of those kinds of things. So getting back into the college environment was wonderful for me. I was surrounded by friends again. I was challenged psychologically and intellectually, and I was in the city, so I had lots of things at my fingertips. So going back to college was a huge part of my journey and allowed me to qualify as a health professional as well.
Yeah, and now you are very busy as a health professional. But I think that's all the questions we have time for today. So I'm sure you've inspired a lot of people here. Thank you very much for coming on and telling us a bit about your life.
And thank you for making my life very easy today. Eva.
Well done, guys. Well done, Eva. You did a great job. And I'm sure we all learned so much from Jack's story. We are almost at the end of our first session, and I really hope you've enjoyed it and gotten a sense of the variety of voices and experiences that are part of Beyond Limits. There will be a 30-minute break now, and then we're going to come back here for more amazing performances and stories. During the break, you can go upstairs here in the arena to try soccer, rugby, or GAA. There is a sensory story session taking place. There's a cookery demo and lots more. So please check the running order of all those things and or ask one of the volunteers if you're confused. There was going to be a sign saying come back at 12:45 or 12:30, but we're going to say come back just before 1 and we'll kick off the second session at 1. So we're going to finish this first session with an amazing performance from MC The King and the cabin crew who have travelled all the way from Cork. Cabin crew are part of Music Generation, an organisation that works to break down the barriers that prevent children from experiencing the pure joy of making music. I will see you after the break, but in the meantime, please give it up for cabin crew.
Hi, I'm Jamie, and this is a song called Yeah Boy, but I need your help at the chorus. When I say, do you like what we do? I want you to say, yeah, boy. Do you like what we do?
Yeah, boy.
Wanna be in the crew?
Yeah, boy.
Wanna hear something new?
Yeah, boy.
We're gonna blow off the roof.
Yeah, boy.
Do you like what we do?
Yeah, boy.
Wanna be in the crew?
Yeah, boy.
Wanna hear something new?
Yeah, boy.
We're gonna blow off the roof.
Yeah, boy.
Jimmy's on the mic in the sun, I be chillin'. I'm Superman, but I can turn to a villain. When I start to rhyme the beats, I be killing. I can never lose because I'm always winning. I'm from Fernery, it's the place to be, where the boys are cool and the girls are mean. You'll always hear a motorbike going around the green. Passing by my house when I try to go to sleep. Do you like what we do?
Yeah, boy.
Wanna be in the crew?
Yeah, boy.
Wanna hear something new?
Yeah, boy.
We're gonna blow off the roof. Do you like what we do? Wanna be in the crew? Wanna hear something new? We're gonna blow off the roof. Are you ready to rebel with us? What's the crack is Jamie Bud, forget about Daffy and Davy Souls. Last time his cup was in Cork. I wasn't even born. Never mind the rain and champs. We've skills to beat that band. Beat them like we did to the Cats. Then bring back the Leo Mac. I want that cup, fill it with Tenora and take us up. From Blackpool to Blackrock, everybody better not backwash. Queued up for the vaccine or any match fiend. Front row when I park my wheels, VIP, don't park it grieve. They say I'm the king, bow down and kiss the ring. I'm on a different thing, give it my all like Christy Ring. You don't want to cross that bridge, don't know you better stop that kid. You'll have a massive problem, call up the main man Patrick Horgan. When it comes to swinging sticks and baiting sliders, Cool Colin wouldn't get a look in with these heavy hitters. Cause in our history there's been victory, our medal winners. And when it repeats, then you can rebel with us, rebel with us. 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 Yup, 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 yup. So this is a song called Keep Your Eyes on Me, and it's dedicated to my family. In 10 years' time, we'll still be on the stage. Can't lock me in a cage. Words coming off my page. If I dish you, don't end up in a rage. I'm just having a laugh. Too good for my age. Rapping is my job for the future. Or in the cabin, I'll become a tutor. If words were like stone days, rap will be a sculptor. Hip hop and arts in the cabin, that's our culture. And acting is a laugh. And me and all the crew, the director's in charge, but I tell him what to do. Did you hear that, Brendan? Can't did you miss me? Where's my Oscar for starring in Christie? Looking forward to the future, because my future's bright. Just keep your eyes on me, because I'm on the rise. Looking forward to the future, because my future's bright. Just keep your eyes on me, because I'm on the rise. My nieces and nephew make me feel so proud. I give up my all for them when I'm on stage. They can't talk yet, but I'll make sure they start rapping at a very young age, just like me. Their Uncle Jimmy is the king, and I want them to follow me all the way. I give them advice and listen to whatever they ever have to say. I need to let it out, let me talk on this beat, and tell you that my family is important to me, especially my cousin flying high in the sky. I wish I got the chance to say goodbye. Give a shout out to my mum for always sticking by my side. I love you to bit, you're the star in my eyes. You make me laugh all the time with your jokes. I'm just getting to the point that I nearly choke. Looking forward to the future, because my future's bright. Just keep your eyes on me, because I'm on the rise. When I say I'm the king, I want you to say Jamie is the king. I'm the king. I'm the king.
Jamie is the king.
I'm the king. I'm the king.
Jamie is the king.
I'm the king. I'm the king.
Jamie is the king.
I'm the king. I'm the king.
Jamie is the king.
I'm the king of Fairfield Meadows. That's my hood, but I'm not from the ghetto. Hello, it's Jamie Ford, roar like a dinosaur. My lyrics got that beat up like a samurai sword. I be playing Fortnite, I be up all night. Tell me where I'm dropping boys.
Not say.
I got power with the mic in my hand, grabbing your attention, make you understand. I'm the king, I'm the king.
Jamie is the king.
I'm the king, I'm the king.
Jamie is the king.
I'm the king, I'm the king.
Jamie is the king.
I'm the king, I'm the king.
Jamie is the king.
And I just want to say thanks to Beyond Limits as well for inviting me up. And even though I had a broken ankle, I still came up. So never let anything get you down. So never let anything get you down.
Finding out what you're good at or what you enjoy is so important for every child, no matter what your ability. And I guess for me, we're hearing loads about different sports that people tried, and I know a lot of you probably know I'm a swimmer. But when I was a kid, I tried absolutely everything. I have two brothers and a sister. And when I was a kid, my parents just threw me into whatever they were doing. So not only did I swim, I did a bit of dancing, surprise, surprise. And I did a bit of Gaelic football, I did speech and drama, I dabbled in a few things, and I think that's just so important because school is great and you make friends in school, but you don't really find your people until you're doing something you love, something you're passionate about. And the young people that I've met here today, I've even told them I'm still best friends with people I made friends with when I was 10 years old, and that's because of sport and getting involved. And also about sport for me, it was about finding my strength of my body and figuring out what my body could do. And I guess we get told the word disability, we're not able to do things a lot of the time. There are a lot of things that hold us back. But once we find something that we're passionate about, we forget all of those negative things that people assume of us. And we figure out what our talent is. We figure out how great maybe our mind, oh, that's a noise. Our mind or our bodies are, and that's where we find our strength. So next up, I am so excited to introduce to you a young man who is probably best known for his role as the host of the Monday Motivation podcast and the teleprompter moving. Padraig, although still only 12, is the Limerick Person of the Year. He loves promoting the message of inclusion, diversity, and ability. Please welcome Padraig O'Callaghan.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you for that warm welcome. My name is Padraig O'Callaghan. I'm in 6th class in a KNA National School here in Limerick. And I'm probably best known for my Monday Motivation podcast, or podcast, which was born during the first COVID lockdown a couple of years ago. Let me give thank you all here today. I won't mention them by name for fear of missing somebody, but to share a stage with the brilliant speakers you're hearing from today in front of my own people here in Limerick. It's really an honour. And it is you we're celebrating today. Please don't forget that. The kids and adults and families out there feel that they don't have a voice. Today, I am your voice. Today, I speak on your behalf. Today is your day. Today, let's recognize that disability does not mean inability. You may have noticed I have Down syndrome. Let's see that again. I have Down syndrome. I am not a Down syndrome. I was born with Down syndrome. I will have Down syndrome when I die. It is not a disease. There's no cure, but certainly do not define me as a person. In fact, I believe it has helped me. You see, people with Down syndrome had to work a bit harder to reach milestones in life. For example, I was taught to walk, so to eat, and so to talk. I had to work especially hard on my speech, and my dad down there is always telling me to slow down. When I was born, I was 10 weeks early. I weighed less than 3 pounds, and I had to go for life-saving surgery at just 3 years old. But I'm a fighter, and here I am. When I was born, people would come to my mum and dad and sympathise. Just pause and think about that for a second. People would express sorrow for me being born into this world. It is on the back of just that my mum and dad encouraged me to be the best I could be, as any parent should, and it's how my podcast was born. Now, I should say that I did not set out to get recognition or win awards, or similarly when the options presented themselves to promote inclusion, diversity and equality, as each I was in the minor. For example, as you can see behind me, I have received recognition from sports organisations such as Limerick GA, from a lot of universities, and from Limerick City and County Council. I am very proud to have won IPE Award for positive attitude, and I have funded campaigns for Down syndrome Ireland, Czech Olympics Ireland, Protecting to Life, and many more. I have been invited to interview the Taoiseach and the Taoiseach government buildings, and even more importantly, I interviewed Santa Claus at the North Pole, still the world exclusive. I have appeared on RTE News, RTE Nationwide, and you may remember seeing me dancing with Ryan Trumpeter on a late talk show last year. I had to say my proudest moment was when I was announced as Limerick Person of the Year this year. I was so shocked, so overwhelmed, so emotional, and so proud. It meant so much to me, as I am proud Limerick man. Why am I saying all this? Am I boasting? No, not at all. Please don't think I am. I am pointing out the fact that all these things happened, and not because I have the syndrome, but because I am Padraig, and I believe disability does not mean inability. You will hear from many trailblazers here today. In fact, this room is full of them. So I want to ask you 3 quick favors. 1, I want everybody right now to take out the phone. Right now, come on, phones out. Log into your social media. It may be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or LinkedIn. Search for podcast.ie. That's PAUDCASP.ie. I would be delighted to have you all join me on my journey. 2, if I can overcome the barriers placed in front of me, and so can you. You're all part of people. Otherwise, you'd be here today and every day from today. I want you to challenge yourself to be the best that you can be. Three, my last ask is that you be brave, have confidence in yourself and your abilities. Do not let people avoid you or ignore you. Force people to be beyond the able, beyond the limits, and show them what you have to offer. Finally, it is only with your head, your support, your voice, and your actions that can all join the inclusion revolution. Thank you.
done, Padraig. How was that? Was that good?
Very good, yeah.
Can I have a high five?
Yep.
Woohoo! Give it up for Padraig. We have already heard from some amazing young people today, but there are some who couldn't make to join us here and some who face more challenges in communicating how they're feeling. It was really important for us to include some of those children, and we are so grateful to Josh and Oscar and their families, who you will meet now in this short video.
Oscar has been diagnosed as being severely disabled globally, so both cognitively and motor-wise. He's non-verbal, he can't walk, he can't talk. He's what's considered deaf-blind, so he's both hearing impaired and visually impaired, with a small little bit of vision and hearing with his hearing aids. And I'm sure there's loads of other stuff that I can't think of, but you can see it's quite complex and there's a lot, he has a lot going on. Now look. So Oscar, because he's severely disabled, communication is quite complicated.
Got Mr. Button? How do you want this?
So he's got quite good receptive understanding, so he'll understand quite a bit, but he just can't verbalise it. Because he can't express himself verbally, he kind of does it vocally instead, so he has different sounds and gestures that he uses. It's finding things that work for him in terms of his level of understanding.
Josh was born with Down syndrome. He's completely non-verbal. They had told us that he'd never speak. So we've gone through different types of communication devices with him from a very early age. So we went from a Dynabox, which was the first communication device he had when he was about 4 years of age. And then he progressed then to iPads, and now he has an iPad mini with an app downloaded.
My name is Josh and I'm 18-year-old. I'm technology person about becoming a video game developer.
Josh started to show interest in computer games from an early age. He was always very technical, and he progressed from Xbox onto his own computer, and he downloads everything himself. He has his own YouTube channel.
What's up YouTube, I'm Josh.
Oscar really enjoys music, and I suppose it's because of his impairments that he draws enjoyment out of areas that maybe some of us take for granted. A lot of his toys would be music based. He has a little piano he plays. We'd always play music. We dance with him in his chair, you know, swing him around. When he's smaller, we could obviously dance with him physically when he's getting heavier. We had Oscar a few weeks after we moved here, and the first few years were quite difficult, and you know, there's a lot of hospitalisations. We used to live in the city and we cycled everywhere. We always wanted to get back on the bikes, particularly with Oscar, because he loves the outdoors. And anytime he's outdoors, his particular way of telling us that he's happy, so he sticks out the tongue if it's windy or sunny, you know, or if it's raining. And so it's the whole sensory side of his expressing himself. We hoped he would enjoy it, and thankfully he did.
So Josh started college there in early September in Turris in Rathgar. It's part of St Michael's House.
Morning! So Turris is a training centre for young adults with disabilities. It's a 3-year programme. We work on education in a lot of practical areas such as decision making, really important life skills. We also work on employment.
Let's start a business meeting.
And support people to explore what their employment goals are and develop skills and gain work experience.
Circle the safest place to cross at the road. Josh's personality is very funny. He's always making jokes. And what colour does the traffic lights have to be to go?
Green.
Green. I'll take it. Green? Green will do, okay? Josh expresses himself non-verbally through like his body language, so if I say something that might be wrong, you know, he might make a noise and kind of tap his head like that, and you know, he laughs, kind of makes fun of the staff if they say something wrong and stuff like that, and he, you know, smiles, makes a sad face. It's really just body language, hand movements, and then obviously speaking through his iPad.
You can see that he's at that early stage of his journey, that he's absorbing all the new information and really motivated to learn these things, knowing that he's now an adult and wants to take on that responsibility to do things for himself, and you can really see that in Josh.
So Oscar has just started primary school. So it's early days. He only started last week. But when you're picking him up, he's smiling and he's happy, and you can just tell that he's really content in himself.
I'd like people to look at Josh and look at his potential. Just because he doesn't speak doesn't mean he hasn't got the ability to communicate with people.
Kids like Oscar and Josh, I'm quite passionate about their being involved in society, because traditionally they wouldn't have been. Our kids can think, they can make decisions, they do have personalities, and they do enjoy life just like every other kid does. I love hearing positive stories like that about kids with conditions similar to Oscar's. We were told we'd have Oscar for a matter of weeks, and so we weren't able to picture he's going to school. And to say that he's now in primary school is a huge milestone. And I suppose to track that next to Josh, like to say Josh is at 3rd level, and it's amazing. I suppose it gives me hope.
Thank you so much to Oscar and Josh's family for that video. Can we give them another big round of applause, please? Now, I need a bit of help for the next part. So my co-host, Katie, is going to come up and help me introduce our next speaker. Everyone, welcome Katie. In her gorgeous guna. Look at her showing me up. Get her sequence out. Katie, go on.
My name is Joy. I like Darcy and Robot. Very well. I really got to talk with my mom, Jackie, in Object Museum. And thank you for the next video after O'Brien.
Thank you so much for that, Katie. And thanks for joining us, Adam. You'll notice that Adam is joined by a good friend of mine, Paddy Smith. Paddy will be doing his own talk later, but for now he's going to have a chat with myself and Adam. Welcome, Paddy.
Thank you.
Do you want to
Sorry,
go in the
it
middle?
takes me a long time to walk over.
That's because you're disabled, like all of us.
Right, how are you, Adam?
I'm great, thanks, Paddy, very much, and Alan. How are you?
We're great. We are
How
good.
are we doing?
Yeah.
How am I doing? On a scale of like Ellen and Limerick and Paddy and Sligo.
Why did you always do this? Like we're a competition. We're not be both
are a
great.
competition.
I am
I'm an
autistic
athlete.
now, I will be honest, so I won't comment.
Tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah.
So, my name is Adam O'Brien, and I'm 28, and I'm from Kilmacud in Dublin, and I have autism, and I have dyspraxia, and I have a generalised anxiety disorder, so please be nice to me, Paddy, because I know you're just going to abuse me.
Why does everyone think I'm mean?
Because you're a bully.
No, I work with Adam. But tell us what school was like for you, Adam.
School was very difficult, so I started off, primary school was very good, and then I went to a school in Dublin, which I'm probably not meant to name, am I?
No, don't name
Okay,
it.
okay. Cool, so I was bullied by teachers and students there as well, so I then moved in, 3rd year I was homeschooled by my mum, and then I moved to another school which was much better.
Okay.
And when were you diagnosed?
So I was diagnosed with Asperger's, which is actually no longer they don't diagnose people with anymore. It's part of the autism family. So I like to actually think of myself as a dying breed of people.
Okay.
But I was diagnosed in 5th class.
Okay. And what do you want to do next? I know you love, speaking. We're obviously working together on Human Collective. What would you like to do next?
Connor will be happy with that mention.
He will. That's our boss.
What's next?
So next is I would like to kind of get into more music management, because I organise gigs for charity. I remember my brother put here the house, so I'd like to do that kind of work more so.
Oh my God, so you want to be a music manager?
Yeah.
Okay, can we sing?
You heard me nearly singing there when I was doing Eye of the
Paddy
Tiger.
has a great voice. Paddy will sing for us now.
I absolutely will not. No.
So
no.
you're not going to be managing Paddy's first appearance on stage?
No.
Charity.
Or Ellen.
No, not mine, definitely
No,
not mine.
but yeah.
No.
You'd be like, right, I think that's it, is it?
Yeah. Adam, is there anything else you'd like to share?
So, as in if I was giving advice to younger Adam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, don't compare yourself to other people and stop being so worrying about everything. which will actually come back to one of my favorite quotes is, you'll worry how seldom people think of you when you realize how seldom they do.
I
That's
love
a great
that.
quote.
I absolutely love
quotes,
that.
yeah, and it's something really to live by. Adam, you've done a great job.
Yeah, you've done amazing.
Thanks for
Give
coming
it up to Adam.
Adam's done great, hasn't he? Well done.
Okay.
Take your glam sticks, Paddy.
Yeah.
They have little butterflies on them.
Because I used to be a caterpillar and now I'm a butterfly.
The first time I met Paddy, he had glittery gold crutches, and
Yeah.
he accessorizes them so well. So
I've
anyone
had-
has crutches, talk to Paddy, and he'll sort you out. We've had lots of chat for the last while, so I'm going to invite Una from Finding Your Wings Mindfulness and Yoga to join me on the stage for a mindful moment.
Okay, so I just invite you to have your 2 feet flat on the ground.
How long is this?
And if it's comfortable, to put one hand on your heart and one on your tummy. And we're just going to bring our focus into our breath. We're going to take a deep breath in through our nose and breathing out slowly. And again, breathing in, breathing out, just connecting in with our own breath in our own body. And once more, breathing in, breathing out. Now, we don't always have one of these with us, so we're going to do a starfish breath. So our starfish breath, we breathe in, make our body tight, breathe out and stretch up. And again, breathing in, breathing out, stretching up. And again, breathing in, breathing out. Okay, we're going to do our crocodile breath. This is the one favorite with my younger ones. So we're going to have our 2 hands together. We're going to breathe in, breathe out, snap. And again, breathing in, breathe out, snap. And again, breathing in, breathe out, snap. Well done. So we're going to do something now called story massage, and all you need is your hands. We're going to do a couple of different strokes on our hand. So we're going to start by doing a circle on your hand, or if it feels more comfortable, you can do circles on your legs. We are all part of a family, and all of us make it special. We're going to do some waves on our arms, or again on your legs. Some of us like to be loud. Some of us like to be quiet. We're going to put our hands together. Just be who you are. We're going to walk the hands going up. Some of us like to dance. Some of us like to sing. Hands together. Just be who you are. We're going to do a fan, so up our arm to one side and the other. Some of us are great at problem solving. Some of us are great at being creative. Hands together again. Just be who you are. We're going to give ourselves a gentle squeeze. We're going to squeeze the arms. Some of us like baking cakes. Some of us like eating cakes. Hands together again. Just be who you are. And we're going to finish with a circle. You make a difference every day by being you. Hands together. You are amazing just as you are. And we're going to finish just by putting our fingertips together. We're going to say all together. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be amazing. Well done, thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Is everyone nice and zen, nice and relaxed? Are we ready for more? Yeah? Come on, are we ready for more? Right, so next up is another one of our young speakers. We have Christopher, and he's going to talk to us about becoming more independent and how important that has been for him. So please help me to welcome Christopher.
Hi and welcome to Beyond Limits. My name is Christopher McKenna and I'm 17 years old. I am here to talk to you about my experience as an autistic person and the progress I've made in living the life I want to live. As I've gotten older, I've wanted to do things on my own, independently. So, a challenge I decided to try was taking public transport to a restaurant to see my friends. I went to the Lewis station with my mother and she said to get on the Lewis when it arrived. Things were going okay, even though I find busy places quite confusing and noisy. The Lewis came and I waited to get on, but the doors didn't open. The Lewis left and I was still on the platform. I was panicking. I didn't know what I did wrong. I called my mom and she told me that there's a button on the door of the Lewis you need to push to open the doors. She was sorry she didn't explain the steps. So I calmed down with some deep breathing, which always clears my head of worries. I waited for the next Lewis and pressed the button to open the doors and got on. Job done. It's really It's really helped me to have every step explained to me. I learned that preparation is important when doing something independently, and that when I'm prepared for something, I can do it. I understood that more rehearsals were needed, so Mum and I went together on the bus. She explained every step, from putting out my hand to stop the bus, to how to tell the driver you want to get off. The trip went smoothly, and I learned loads. As a person with autism, I am a visual learner, so practicing the bus trip was so much more effective than reading about it or being told what to do. So just find the best way to learn new things, a way that suits you. It was soon after my bus trip that I was asked to go on a holiday to Portugal with my friend and his mum without my parents. It was the first time I'd be away from home without them. I was a bit scared, but mostly I was excited about the opportunity. I knew that preparation would be really important. I needed to manage my money, pay attention to instructions, stay safe, and navigate a busy airport. So, for the journey, I figured out ways to manage these issues. I got the important flyer pass, which helped me manage the long queues. I brought my AirPods for relaxing music. If I needed a movement break, I'd walk about the shops in the terminal. So, in a way, I had a little toolkit to troubleshoot different situations. That kit and some self-belief made all the difference. And I got to Portugal without any hitches. And I had an awesome holiday. These little wins have made me so proud of myself. One big win I had was when I worked in a job for the first time. I got the chance to work in a Montessori as a teacher for kids. I was nervous before, but I visited the Montessori the week before I worked there, and I saw where I would work, what I would do, and who I would work with. I was prepared, excited, and still a little nervous. By the end of the week I worked there, the kids were singing my name when I arrived, and the kids were singing my name when I arrived, and the owner of the Montessori asked me to work there again whenever I can. So my journeys on the Lewis, bus, plane, and even to the Montessori were really journeys towards the independence I want and I know I can achieve. I know I can do it, and I'll make mistakes, but they're not really mistakes if I learn from it. I hope my story will give you the confidence to try new exciting things, even if they are a little bit scary sometimes. You will succeed with planning, practice, and if you believe in yourselves. Let's not focus on disability. Let's focus on ability. I hope you enjoyed my talk. I got help with it. It's okay to get help with words as long as it's your story. Thank you.
He nailed that, didn't he? Christopher, can I have a hug?
Thank you, Ellen.
You did such a good job. Are you happy?
So happy.
So happy. Well done. We're all so proud of you. Well done. Okay, so right now I am so excited to welcome back Disability Ambassador and the most fabulous man in the room, Paddy Smith. Come on, Paddy. Paddy is going to join us to talk a little bit about his own experience as a young disabled person, and he's going to have a chat with Claire and Paula, two disabled young women who work with Independent Living Movement Ireland and who want to talk about how disability is not a dirty word. Paddy, the stage is all yours.
Thank you very much, Ellen. How amazing is Ellen today? Can we all give her a round of applause? Now, I'd like to tell you all what it was like for me growing up with a disability in Ireland, if you would allow me. So, I was born with cerebral palsy and my mum died when I was 5. It was from a tough birth. And although I knew my dad loved me, we definitely had very different views on my disability. He wanted to fix it. And I was actually quite okay with it. And I think we struggled with that. So growing up, I always felt less than and that I couldn't do something. And there was a lot of times I was ridiculed, I was bullied, I was told I was not capable. And I'm not going to lie, I did believe them. At points I did believe them, and I said to myself, I can't do it. But there was always something inside me, a fire that wouldn't go out. And I kept pushing and pushing and pushing through. And I thought to myself today, that this has got me to this moment, you know, that I am so proud of myself that I did push through, because I've always wanted to host, I've always wanted to entertain. And if I could give you all one bit of advice, is that you are disabled, yes, but you are feckin' fabulous. And you keep doing what you want to do, because my God, we deserve this moment. And to the families that are sitting here today, thank you so much. And I want to say, keep supporting them, keep pushing them forward. I know it can be scary, but your children are amazing. And on that note, give yourselves a big round of applause. Now, enough about me. We're going to talk a bit more about disability. that it is not a dirty word. Can I get a hell yes? Please welcome to the stage Paula and Claire. Hello, how are you?
Hi everyone.
I love this outfit. Yes, give them a round of applause. So this is Claire, am I right?
Yeah.
And this is Paula.
Yes.
Two icons. So tell the audience a little bit about yourself. So I'll go to you first, Claire.
Hi, my name is Claire. I work with Independent Living Movement Ireland as their policy assistant. I identify as a proud disabled woman, and I believe that in all policy discussions that disabled people deserve to have their voices heard.
Absolutely. And to yourself, Paula, tell me about yourself.
Yeah, thank you, Paddy. So I am Paula Sorahan, and I am a proud, confident disabled woman, and I work for Independent Living Movement Ireland as a community development worker on the Voice Project. And really, I'm just so glad to be a part of the disability rights movement, really, and that I'm part of a collective. And I really feel that I've found my community since getting involved with Isle of Mai. I initially attended their AGM in 2019, and that was really a big turning point for me. So really, it kind of really taken off from there. So
It absolutely
just
has.
lovely.
And can I ask you this? I know you're both on disability is not a dirty word, which I'm all for, I stand by.
Yeah.
But could one of you, I don't know who wants to take this one, but tell us a bit why you go with that and what you mean by that.
Yeah, what we mean is that disability, when people, they kind of perceive it as a negative word, because an awful lot of people, it has negative connotations with an awful lot of people. People try to use any other word instead of it, like differently abled,
Yes.
you know, special needs. And there's really no need for it. You know, just address it as it is.
Absolutely. To you, Paul, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, just to say that it's not actually something that people have, so it's not your condition or your impairment that you were either born with or that you acquire later in life. It's actually something that is done to you as a result of how you're treated, whether your mind is a bit different or your body's a bit different. So it's really about realising as a collective that disabled people actually have a lot more in common, so we have a lot more things that would unite us rather than things that would divide us. So it's not about, you know, all the people that would have, say, like one condition over here and other people that would have different conditions over here. So rather than keeping us separate, it's actually with Isle of Mai coming together as a collective and really fighting together for common social change and really just to have the best lives that we all want, because as parents and carers especially, you know, of children that are disabled, that's all anyone wants, is just to have, for your child to have the best possible life, and that's all
And we
any of us
deserve
want.
the best possible life.
Yeah, absolutely, just like everyone, regardless if you're disabled or not.
Yeah.
And it's really kind of finding that common ground, and as Claire said, you know, it's just really empowering being a part of that collective, that you know, you realise that, and it's been my personal experience, that my condition hasn't changed, my body hasn't changed, but my perspective has changed. So
Yes.
it's really to kind of share that with non-disabled people. And if I was to kind of say to them, if there was one thing I would want them to know, is that disability isn't something to kind of be afraid of. It's to kind of, you know, get in kind of the collective together and with our allies and non-disabled people, and to really fight for positive social change so that the world is more inclusive for everybody, regardless of your background or your circumstances, because we all want to reach our full potential and live full, fulfilling lives. So that's what we're
Hear,
really
hear.
about Isle of Mai.
Yes! And I also want to add to that, that words only have power when you allow them to. So the word disabled, when people think it's negative, I've taken it and turned it into a positive. And I'm proud to stand here as a disabled gay man today. Do you know what I mean? And I think we all should be.
Absolutely, absolutely. And just what you said there, Paddy, it's about reclaiming the word and realising that when you come together as a collective, you know, that I think a lot of disabled people have experienced, that if you bring up an issue on your own as one disabled person, the chances are nothing's going to happen, and you can kind of feel a bit defeated and you feel that you're the problem. But when you come together as a collective, like within ILMI, you realise that actually to identify as a disabled person, it's a source of pride because you're fighting barriers together and you're making the world a better place for everybody, and you're really proud of who you are and the way that your body and your mind works, even though it is different from the quote-unquote norm, you know?
Well, on that note, I think they've been absolutely amazing. Please give Claire and Paula a massive round of applause. And now I'm going to welcome back on the fabulous host, Ellen.
Fun fact, I used to swim with Claire. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paddy, Claire and Paula. I found that really interesting, and yeah,
Thanks,
disability, well done. Get off the stage now. Disability being a dirty word, oh my God, this is why I identify so much as being disabled. I get told a lot that I'm not disabled enough, or that people don't see me as being disabled, but disability is a spectrum. There are different types of it. There are different types of ability. And the reason I love to identify as being disabled is because it empowers other people to do the same. So we're nearly at the end of part 2. And to finish, we are all in for a real treat. And I might be biased here because I know this is going to be amazing. Over the past few months, Dancing with the Stars professional John Nolan has been working with the Free to Be Me dancing group to create a special performance just for today. Let's have a quick look at what was involved in getting ready for today.
Everyone enjoys dance and everyone can dance in their own way. It's a way for children to express themselves. Some children may not be able to speak, but they can come in and they can take part in ballet, and yeah, it's magic.
I've been so blessed to be asked to work with the girls for their performance today. We've been working really hard over the last couple of weeks working on this performance. We are incorporating their strength, which is their ballet trained by the fantastic Rebecca, along with some fun moves and their favourite, the shaky shaky.
Now what's our first thing we have to do? Make the biggest love heart all the way around and give our
I like dancing because I like dancing with Rebecca and Dawn.
John brings the fun and the shaky, a bit different to the ballet, but they've been doing it at home. The SNAs in school have the videos. They've been practicing it morning, noon and night by the sounds, and you can tell by in the studio they have been practicing. They've been brilliant.
Let me see pointy toes and sparkly fingers.
I practice on my phone for the concert. I'm kind of excited. I'm nervous.
I don't know how anybody cannot smile when they're going to see these kids on the stage. The pure joy, the pure love that they show, and that as a dancer and as a teacher, that is just extra heartwarming to see that.
They've had a fabulous time, and they've enjoyed every moment of it, and they can't wait for the stage.
I'm a dancer, 30 years at this age. You get caught up, we all get caught up in life. The things you think that matter, competitions, results, trophies. But when you walk in and you feel the pure love, it's amazing.
There's a lot of people and I get a bit nervous, I'm sorry, but I got this.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. This is going to be incredible. Before I hand you over to John to introduce the Free to Be Me dancers, I want to remind you quickly of all the activities that will take place during the break. So we have rugby, we have soccer, arts and crafts, yoga, gaming and loads more. Just ask the volunteers and they will help you. And please come back for session 3, which will start at 2:15. But no more waiting. Please welcome onto the stage John Nolan and the lovely little dancers.
Dreams are like angels, they keep at bay. Love is the light scaring darkness away. I'm so in love with you. Make love your goal. The power of love, a force from above, cleaning my soul. Flame on burn desire, love with tongues of fire, purge the soul, make love your goal.
Well, I'm going to bring energy onto the stage, okay? I hope you all enjoyed your break. And for the last part of Beyond Limits here on the main stage, so thank you everyone who's been sharing online. We have been seeing lots of posts, so don't forget to use the hashtag Beyond Limits and tag the Ombudsman for Children's Office. We don't have much time left now, but we still have lots of amazing young people to meet and some great performances to look forward to. We're going to start back this time with a performance, and it's going to be a brilliant one. They'll definitely get you up out of your seats all the way from Donegal. Help me to welcome the Blue Stack Foundation Choir. Woo! Come on!
Hi everyone. Welcome to our Blue Stack Choir with two fantastic guitarists, John Daly and Mr. Fitton Igala.
Hi everyone, like Owen says, we are the Blue Stack Special Needs Foundation from Donegal Town. We work right across County Donegal. We have 420 members, 40 staff, started from very humble beginnings. This is one of our biggest celebrations coming to the Ombudsman for Children. We're so proud to be here. I hope everybody's not going to stay in their seats. I hope they're going to join in with our wonderful Love Choir, sing the songs, do the signs, get up and boogie and really enjoy. I just want to say again, to reiterate what Owen has said, none of this would happen without the fantastic support of Fintan Gallagher. He does so much for us, and indeed John Doherty. And we'd be lost without them. So thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy it. And get ready to rock. Okay.
Thank you. One, two, one. One, two, one, two.
Before we start, can I hear a big cheer from you guys?
All right. This is a little Ed Sheeran song. If you do know the words, please join us. We do encourage you to join us.
Ready? Is everybody ready?
I found a love for me. Oh, darling, just dive right in and follow my lead. Well, I found the girl, beautiful and sweet. I never knew you were the someone waiting for me. 'Cause we were just kids when we fell in love, not knowing what it was. I will not give you up this time. But darling, just kiss me slow. Your heart is all I own, and in your eyes, you're holding mine. Baby, dancing in the dark, you between my arms, barefoot on the grass, listening to our favorite song. Looked a mess, I whispered underneath my breath. You heard it, you look perfect tonight. I found a woman stronger than anyone I know. She shares my dreams. I hope that someday I'll share her home. I found a lover to carry more than just my secrets, to carry love, to carry children of our own. We're still kids, but we're so in love, fighting against all odds. I know we'll be alright this time. Darling, just hold my hand, be my girl, I'll be your man. I see my future in your eyes, baby. I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms, barefoot on the grass, listening to our favorite song. And I saw you in that dress, looking so beautiful. I don't deserve this, darling. You look perfect tonight. Oh no, no, baby, I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms, barefoot on the grass, listening to our favorite songs. I have faith in what I see. Now I know I have met an angel in person. She looks perfect. I don't deserve this. You look perfect tonight. Everybody ready? One, two, three. When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. And darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. If the sky we look upon should tumble and fall, and the mountains should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble, won't you stand by me? Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. 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 Okay.
Only if you all dance. If you all get up, we'll sing another song. How's that? Right? Up you get. Everybody up.
Is everybody ready? Left a good job in the city, working for the man every night and day, and I never lost 1 minute of sleeping, worrying about the way things might have been. The big wheels keep on turning, oh, and proud Mary keep on burning, and we're rolling, rolling, rolling on a river. Say rolling, rolling, rolling on a river. 1, 2, 3, 4. Left a good job in the city, working for the man every night and day, and I never lost 1 minute of sleeping, worried about the way things might have been. Big wheels keep on turning, proud Mary keep on burning. I said rolling, rolling, rolling on. I said rolling, rolling. Live up to it. Well, I cleaned a lot of plates in Memphis, broke a lot of tin down in New Orleans, but I never saw the good side of the city till I took a trip on the riverboat Queen. Big wheels keep on turning, I said proud man keep on burning, and we're rolling, rolling, rolling on a river. I said rolling, rolling, rolling on a river. I live up to up to yeah. All right, we're gonna bring it down this time. But if you come down to the river, that you're gonna find some people who live. You don't got to worry if you got no money. People on the river are happy to give. Big wheels keep on turning, I said proud men keep on burning, and we're rolling, rolling, rolling on a river. I said rolling, rolling, rolling on a river. Live up, do, 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 hip, do, 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 hip, do, do. Thank you very much. We're the Blue Stack Choir. Thank you so much. We had a lovely warm welcome, you guys, and we'd just like to say thank you so much for supporting us. And we hope you go home singing that song. We hope it gets stuck in your head.
Until you're somebody to someone, they say you're no one till someone misses you when you're gone. And I feel like I let you down. It's me now who's reaching out. I can't do this on my own because you're no one until you're somebody to someone, because you're
A little bit of a jig. Jesus, I loved it so much. Now, back to our speakers. We still have a few more. And we're going to talk about something important, which is mental health. And when the Yap were meeting, one thing that just came up again and again was the impact that disability has on your mental health. And also the impact it can have on our siblings and our family members also. So to discuss this, welcome Amy, a psychotherapist and a member of the Yap, alongside author and assistant professor of mental health, Dr. Colm Noctor. Come on, guys, the stage is yours.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, Amy. How are you?
So I suppose heading into the first question, starting at the start, why did you decide to go down the route of child and adolescent mental health?
Well, I suppose when I finished school, I probably underperformed in school. It didn't really suit me. So when I left school, I wanted to not go to college. So I was too small to be a guard. I was too scared to be a fireman. So nursing was the only thing that I could have done. Back then, you could do nursing and get paid for it. So I ended up as a mental health nurse. And in my second year of that, I was working with children. And I just kind of felt, I'm home. This is what I was supposed to do. And haven't really worked with grown-ups ever since. So, again, that was my experience professionally. And then my interest in supporting young people and families with disabilities came from a personal experience. My sister has two boys, my two nephews, Mikey and Dara, who are autistic, and I suppose I've witnessed her experience of how that has impacted on her lives and the boys' lives, and maybe the struggles that they've come across in terms of getting services and things like that. So I've always felt it my role to advocate on behalf of that. And people with additional needs experience more anxiety, they experience more pressures and troubles in society. So yeah, it's something I'm very, very passionate about and I've always had a keen interest in, yeah.
And I suppose from that professional as well as personal perspective, why are additional supports important for the families of children with disabilities, and kind of what's missing from those supports?
I think, it's great to see something like this event today, because this is an evidence of what good stuff goes on. And it's not to diminish that there's really good stuff going on, but the difficulty of acquiring services and support that families are entitled to, there are many obstacles in the way of that. There's lots of bureaucracy, and I mean, I think many families become advocates not because of choice, but because they have to. And for me, I think there's far too many barriers in accessing support, and that's something that I believe to be unnecessary and something that we all need to be advocating against to try and make it easier for families to get the levels of respite, support, home help that they require.
Absolutely. And are there any ways, like from your experience chatting with families, that you think parents or siblings can be better supported?
I think from the point of view of, and again, I'm always stunned by the ability for families to advocate and to argue and fight for what they deserve and what they should have as it's not a luxury, it's a human right to have those services, but where they find the energy and time it always mystifies me. I can see it how my own sister does it, but that comes at a cost. And I suppose from the point of view of one of the areas of additional needs that I'd be really passionate about is the role of supporting siblings of young people who have additional needs. They are in a really tricky situation where their lives are affected by it, and it's no one's fault. But I think it can be hard to put your hand up and say, I'm struggling, I need some help, because you already see your parents are overburdened by what they're going through themselves. And I suppose in my own work, I've been privileged enough to be able to help some young people in that position. And I just think they're real superheroes, actually, and you can see it here today. They're helping out, they're giving dig-outs, they're some of the most resilient and wonderful young people that I've ever met, and their compassion and caring abilities that are far beyond their years, that they really shouldn't have to be able to do that. I just think if we could have a round of applause for the siblings of young people, I think they deserve a special recognition on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. And I suppose just before we finish up, this event is amazing and it's focused a lot on children with disabilities. So I suppose, what is one message you would share with the siblings here in the room today?
Again, I'd say, look, it's okay to struggle. Sometimes things suck and it's no one's fault, but you still have a right to say, I'm finding this difficult, and I know your parents would prefer to know that and support you with that earlier rather than later, so if you need that help. But I think, just on a finishing on a note, this is a wonderful start. It's a celebration of ability. And I just want to say thank you to Niall and the team for putting this together. It's a genuine honour and privilege to be part of it. And long may more of these continue, because we should be celebrating what are, and again, I know Ellen said it earlier on, sometimes inspirational can be used with kind of in a glib way, but I mean it. I've just been so rejuvenated seeing everything today, and thank you for that. Yeah.
Thank you, and thank you for speaking with me today. Thank you.
Thanks, Amy. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I need to apologise because I said something wrong. I said column, and this is, of course, Dr. Coleman. So thank you so much, and well done to them. Give them a round of applause. So hearing from young people has been the best part of today, I think we can all agree. And for me, why not keep that going with our next speaker, who is Eva. We already met Eva earlier when she was talking to Jack, but for now, Eva is going to share her story with us about disability in sport, so obviously very close to my heart. I'd like us all to give a warm welcome to Eva.
So hello everyone. I know you're already sick of me because I was already up with Jack, who's hiding in a corner somewhere. So my name is Eva. I'm a member of the Beyond Limits Youth Advisory Panel. I'm 16 years old. I live in County Meath. I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. This means that my joints dislocate very easily, and it happened quite a lot when I was playing sport when I was younger. For me, camogie has always been a huge part of my life, which is not surprising considering my dad is from Kilkenny. So we have a fierce camogie and hurling orientated household. He has trained my team and I since we were very young, up to the present day. Claudia Gale for the win. Unfortunately, my disability meant that when I was 7, I had to give up camogie for a while. My joints would get dislocated during games and training. I was only 7, but I dislocated my knee one time. Another time it was my elbow, and then I dislocated my thumb. I sat down with my family and we talked about it. Was camogie really worth the pain? Was it worth it not being able to write in school the next day because of a dislocated thumb? It was a difficult decision for me and my family to stop camogie for a while, but I couldn't take it. I didn't really know if I was ever going to go back, but there was hope that one day in the future, if I was able to, I'd return to camogie. But first, I had to build up strength in my joints and start some serious physio. I'd go every 2 weeks or so with my mom, who's sitting in the front row, to see the physiotherapist, and we would talk about my joints and muscles, and she would set me exercises as homework. Oh, how I hated those exercises. If you're doing physio, I'm sure you feel the same. There's one in particular called the pigeon. I had to stick my leg up in the air and I stick my other front hand as well. Oh, so difficult. And I always got the giggles. I'd have to do them every night before going to bed and every morning when I got up. My mom will tell you, sometimes I wasn't the best at doing them, but I always felt the effects when I didn't. For me, I really had to fight to stick with the exercises. I knew that my disability meant that I had to build up strength in my joints to help me do the same things as everyone else, but also maybe to one day return to camogie. So I stuck with it, did them every day, and just continued to fight hard. But as hard as the physio was, for me, the hardest part of not being able to play camogie was the impact it had on my mental health. Do you know that feeling when you've had a bad day or a bad week or a bad month even, and you're all uptight and you might even have a sore tummy? Camogie was my way of dealing with those feelings. There's something so therapeutic about just letting all of those emotions focus on one thing. Despite feeling down, really struggling to keep up with the physio, I decided to stick with it. I did the exercises every day and I grew stronger, and then one day I decided I was ready to try camogie again. Just a little bit at the start and I continued with my physio. We decided that if I started getting hurt again and dislocated my joints, I would stop. I was a bit nervous at first to go back, not knowing who was friends with who anymore, or if people were even going to remember me. When I went into the hall that February morning though, I had my sister beside me and was greeted by all of my friends again. I was really happy to be back. I realized just how camogie had been in my life before, just how important camogie had been in my life before. The first game I played after returning, I was a sub because, let's be honest, I hadn't been playing for years, so I was a bit rusty. I got played though, and I can't even remember if we won or lost, which probably means we lost, but that's the whole point. Sport isn't about winning or losing. It's about being proud of yourself and your team. There's an almost indescribable feeling I get still now walking onto pitches. It's almost similar to walking into battle. Excuse me. You have one focus, and no outside thoughts can get in the way of it because then you miss an opportunity to score or block someone. The other thing I realized when I returned to playing camogie was how inclusive it is. When you step in a pitch, everyone is equal. It doesn't matter who you are. When I come up against my opponents, it doesn't matter to them that I have a disability. All that matters to them is how good of a camogie player I am. Everyone is accepted and everyone is as important as everyone else on the team. During the pandemic, just like everyone else, I had to stop sport, not because of disabilities, but because the government told us to. Thank you, Julie. Anyone who plays sport went through the same thing that I went through when I was 7. Not getting to see your friends, not getting to have that outlet of negative emotions. But the thing I learned, along with all of my friends, was how important sports are in our lives and that everyone should have access to them. Camogie is such an important part of my life, but I really had to fight to keep playing it. It was a real struggle, but I don't know what life would be like if I didn't have access to it. I'd probably have that anxious, tight feeling all the time, or be stuck in my room all day doing my maths homework. My life would be completely different, and I'm so glad that it is not. Ask yourself, if sport isn't accessible to you, why isn't it? If you want it, you should at the very least have access to it. Maybe you've never tried sport because it was never there for you to try. But no matter who you are, or what disability you have, there is a sport there for everyone, whether it be camogie or dancing or swimming, or any number of other ones. So find a sport that works for you. So my message to you today is, no matter who you are, fight for what you deserve, fight for your access to sport. Thank you.
You did such a good job. Well done. Such an important message. Well done, well done. Thank you for that, Eva. Now, we're going to do my favorite thing again. We're not moving on to that yet. Oh, no, we are. We are taking a little break from the talking, and during our YAP meetings, one of our favorite parts were the dance breaks. So here we go, doing my favorite thing, just to give us a little bit of a breather and get us moving again. So I'm going to ask, this time I'm not going to be alone up here with Niall. I'm going to ask all the kids, come on, anyone, come up on stage with me. You're not going to leave me hanging. I'm not doing this on my own. Come on girls, come on boys. And I'm also going to welcome an old teammate of mine. This is Jonathan McGrath. He was a Paralympic swimmer in London 2012, so he's going to come up and dance with me too. Everyone welcome Johnny. Johnny's from Killaloo, so he used to train here in UL, so this is his local pool. Okay, guys, I'm not leading this. You're going to have to show me what we're doing. The music's going to come on, and we're all just going to have a little bit of a rave. Is that okay? And yeah, Johnny's going to be in the front. Fun? Yeah? Next time we're just going to have a proper dance routine. We'll get John Nolan back and we'll get him teaching us a little routine. Thank you so much for joining me on the stage, everyone. Well done, you. And well done, you.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thanks
much.
for coming up. Thank you to Johnny for joining me on the stage. I literally roped him in. Is it Thinking Toys? Yeah, so if anyone wants to see Johnny after, he'll be in Thinking Toys behind the stage. Next up, we're going to have a chat between two new but firm friends. So we're going to have Paddy Smith, who you've already met, and James Casserly, I hope I said that surname properly, who you may know better as Jimbo's Accessible Adventures. James is travelling all around the 32 counties of Ireland on public transport and documenting it on social media. Please welcome onto the stage Paddy and James, once the traffic clears up. Oh, it is steep, isn't it?
Well done.
This one, and her dancing. She got everyone else around, yeah. She was incredible.
There's no stopping Kira.
Good job, guys. Okay, now we've got... Sorry, I need to introduce them again, because Paddy's having a moment. It's Paddy and James! Woo!
There was a bit of a roadblock there, sorry.
Yeah, you probably should have gone first.
Okay. Well, how are we all? We all good after that dance? I'm getting very unfit. I can't dance like I used to anymore. But this is James. We all know James from Jimbo's Accessible Adventures. So we're going to have a little chat. This is a new friend of mine. He loves slagging me that I'm posh all the time. It's hilarious.
He is.
Yeah. But he got into sport, didn't you, James?
Yeah,
And tell me how that came about.
So, not to be starting off a bad note or anything. So first of all, I have cerebral palsy and arthritis and osteoporosis. So how I got into sport? Well, I played football for all, and I did swimming since I was three to probably about 10, 11, where I still swim, but like proper swim. Yeah, and then so how I got into school sport is I had this teacher in third class who we did PE as normal, and we had to do Irish dancing. Now I'm not a great dancer, as you've probably seen, but so in third class, yeah, we were doing PE and we had to do Irish dancing, a KE or whatever it's called, and so we were doing that, and we were all happy and all that. And we were in third class, so we were all happy, and then this teacher took me out of the circle and then said, "Oh, you're too slow. You're showing up the circle, and you just dancing that little corner over there."
So just to get this right, some teacher took you out of the circle because they said you were too slow.
Yeah.
And the other kids were actually willing to kind of put you in the circle.
Yeah, I knew them since junior, so they probably didn't know any different. But
well, do you know what? You've proved that teacher wrong, haven't you?
Yeah.
Because then you went into coaching.
Yeah, so.
Give him a clap.
So I came up with this idea of cross country. I didn't coach that, but I did cross country because I went to the principal, and my auntie my auntie at the time worked for the South Dublin County Council, and then I went to the principal, and to her came up with the idea of the Paralympic for cross country. Now, how I got into coaching is I was always really sporty, and I kind of got frustrated with seeing no one involved in school sports except cross country, involved in soccer teams or in gay teams. So I went to the principal and I came up with this idea that I'd help with the coaching. Now, this.
Are they a good team?
That team, my first team, nah, they were brutal.
Okay, and is that because of your coaching skills?
And yeah, so I went to him. He said, kind of, he's a bit dodgy at the start, but then he said, fine, yeah. So I started off with the girls' gay team, and I went on to the soccer team. Now I'm the manager of the under 14. I'm a assistant manager under 14, under 17, and under 19 in my school, and under 17 and under 19 gay.
That's amazing. Can we give that a round of applause? And now, I also know that you love to travel, and you do a travel blog.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about that and why you want to essentially change the perception of what it means to travel when you're disabled in a wheelchair.
Again, I got sick of not seeing anybody, any YouTuber, any influencer, I guess, documenting how accessible the trains are, the buses are around Ireland and around Europe and around the world. So I was just looking up travel videos, and then I popped into my head, I want to change this, and why can it not be me? So I said I'd give it a go. So I started with 32 counties of Ireland, and I have 19 or 20 done. And
wow.
Yeah.
And what's been your favourite so far? What's the most accessible county that you've been in so far?
Carrier or Porties.
Okay. And what's the most inaccessible one? Let's hope it's not Limerick.
Cove.
Cove?
Yeah.
Where is that?
Cork.
Oh, Cork. I'm not very good at geography.
You don't know where Cove is?
No. Once I get outside of Dublin, I don't know anything. No, that's terrible,
These two posh, you have to.
No. And you want to travel internationally, don't you? You want to go tell us about your trip to Brussels.
I went to Brussels. I went to the European Parliament. Early September. So I went, Franz Bashir, one of the Irish, I don't know what they're called. They're not called TDs, but I don't know what they're even called, to be honest. But anyway, so I went to Franz Bashir offered me to come over and see how accessible the Parliament is and see how accessible Brussels is. Now the Parliament is really, really accessible as expected, because it kind of has to be, because it's the European Parliament, or European offices, the Parliament is in Strasbourg. But it has to be, obviously, because people have disabilities to work in the European Parliament, of course. And then, Brussels was a disaster, to be honest. It was worse than the cold days. It was so bad, yeah. Like, you couldn't even go to a restaurant for dinner because there were no ramps. Even you struggle with their sticks, to be honest.
You
have to
walk the cobblestones?
Yeah, you have to walk up like 6 steps, or maybe 5 or 6 steps.
I know.
Yeah.
My crutches get caught in the middle of them and all.
Yeah.
It's terrible. And what's the plans for the future then? How are we going to change this?
So I want to continue as the counties and then see what happens from there. I've chanced to go into Rain Neuro in summer 2024. But we'll see what happens in between them. I have a few things lined up.
Amazing. Well, can we give a big round of applause to James?
Thanks so much, Paddy. Thanks
How
so much,
amazing
everyone.
he is.
Thanks.
Off my stage. Well done, Paddy. Well done, James.
Yeah.
Now, at the end of this, anyone who is in Sligo and in Limerick, we're going to have a vote to see who did a better job at emceeing, me or Paddy. No, I'm joking. Hey! Well, I see where you guys stand. I'm a bit starstruck with our next guest. Mark Smith is an award-winning actor and founding member of Run of the Mill Theatre. Mark is going to talk to us about what it's like to be a working actor, and he is joined on stage by Sinead.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, microphones.
Well, that's better.
Is this thing on? No, it's not. Okay. Stick these down here.
Yeah.
Amazing. So would you like to introduce yourself, Mark?
My name is Mark David Thomas, and I'm a professional actor and singer. And I've done a show called Making a Mark. I've done 9 venues in total of this year.
I'm Sinead. I'm Mark's assistant today, and I'm going to be asking you a few questions. So question number 1, Mark, you've told us a little bit about yourself there, and you've achieved so many amazing things in your life. You graduated from Maynooth University. You were a silver medalist at the World Games in 1999 for your swimming.
Yes.
You, as you said, you had Making a Mark, which was a show all about your life that you toured to 9 venues across the country earlier in the year. And you're always on TV, doing interviews on the radio.
Including Tommy Tiernan, by the way.
Including the Tommy Tiernan show, lest we forget. So I just wanted to ask, what is your proudest achievement to date?
I have to be going into Maynooth University of Ireland to study anthropology. And I passed all 40 models as well. And the other proud thing was the Tommy Tiernan show as well.
Amazing. And what was college like for you, Mark?
College actually changed my whole life, by the way. I was wasn't interacting with other people.
Okay.
But when I got into it, then I got, this is fun.
Yeah.
And I did it, so happy days.
You had a good time at
Great
university.
time.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, question number 2. A lot of people consider you an inspiration. I know I certainly do. You're an incredibly positive person. You're very hardworking and determined to achieving all your dreams. But I'd love to know what inspires you, Mark.
I inspire different people have Down syndrome like me, by the way. Breaking up barriers on people in wheelchairs or people have different abilities. I actually inspire them to come out and doing their shows or doing other things, inspiring them as well.
So is it inspirational for you to see, you know, your work inspiring other people, kind of connecting with people in that way?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. And there aren't a lot of actors with Down syndrome. I know for a lot of people, Making a Mark, your show was the first time they saw anybody like you on stage. Do you think that there should be more actors like you?
Definitely yes, because I tell you why. Because we need to have more people have Down syndrome people get into shows or films, doing their own piece of work. Just do it.
Just do it.
And the line of my show is called Making a Mark. That's Making a Mark is the barrier of people have Down syndrome. Just use it.
Brilliant. Okay. One more question before we head off, Mark. You're somebody who has lots of dreams and you've achieved loads of your dreams. What advice would you give to anybody here who is on the journey to achieving their own dreams and pursuing their dreams? What advice would you give?
Just follow your dreams. That's it.
Yeah. Just do it?
Just do it.
Okay. We're about to head off, but is there something you wanted to do first?
I actually do. I'm going to sing one of my songs I done in my show called Bring 'Em Home from Les Miserables.
Okay.
Well,
Go.
Gone home high, he's my prayer in my need. You always been there. He's young, who's afraid, let him rest. Heaven blessed, bring him home. Bring him home. Bring him home.
And that's our time. Let's go.
Thank you.
What a voice. Can't get over that. Thank you so much. And how do you follow someone inspirational like Mark? Well, with someone also very inspirational. Not everyone could make it here to join us today, and not everyone had the chance to tell us their stories or share what they love doing. So we invited children from all over Ireland to get in touch with us and tell us what they love doing and what they're passionate about. During this process, we met some amazing young people, and we can't wait for you to meet them too in this short video.
My name is Sophia Farrell and I'm 9 years old.
Hi, my name is Nain. I am 11 years old.
Hi, my name is Ruby. My age is 8.
My name is Charles Hayes. I am 12 years old.
My name is Grace Gavin. I am 16.
My name is Chloe Gallagher. I'm 13 years old.
My name is Eva Castellalis. I am 8 years old.
What's your name?
Liam.
And what age are you?
9. My name is Nicholas and I'm 13.
My name is Shane Kearney. I'm 12 years old.
My name is Sophia. I am 9 years old. My passion is Irish dancing.
Singing, dancing.
Singing, acting, and drama. GA football.
Football.
I play football for Fleet United.
Drawing.
I love art.
Girl guides.
What made me start drawing was watching YouTube videos of people drawing cartoon characters and stuff like that. But I can draw anywhere and everywhere and all of my imagination.
I had to quit hurling because it became too difficult, but I stuck on to football. And I also played with the Cerebral Palsy Development Academy.
I go to Girl Guides every Tuesday. Also on a bird watching badge, a art badge, and how to keep the seaside safe and all.
When you're acting, it's really fun because you're able to act like different characters.
Irish dance has so many good things to it. It can really help people who have autism like me. My favourite thing about Irish dance is how good it makes me feel. And when I dance, it makes all my worries disappear.
Where would you like your passion to take you, Josh? With who? On stage with? And what's your favourite thing about football?
That people will cheer for me lots of times.
And what country would you like to play football for, Liam?
Portugal.
When I'm playing football, I actually get to enjoy myself because I get loads of goals with my friends and have loads of fun.
My passion makes me feel alive. My biggest passion will be about my destiny and teach kids and families.
I love art so much and I don't let my idiots get in my way. Expressing it makes me very happy. Last year, my mom brought me to join English United football and I love it.
I have child syndrome but that does not stop me from drawing and creating anything.
I went to be a speech and language therapist because I went there myself. I enjoyed and I would also like to help people.
Opening a business and there's going to be tons of new cool things in there and pretty things.
I want to be an animator and hopefully someday be famous for my animations.
I'd like people to know that autism can be a gift too. It's not all bad. One day I am going to be a famous footballer.
Just because I have a disability, it does not define me.
Work hard, live yourself, and be kind. Things do you.
Follow your destiny. You should be inspired. You are looking forward your needs. You to do for now, never give up. You can do it.
So great to see so many different types of young people loving what they're doing, finding their passion and enjoying life, isn't it? It has been such a great day and we have met some amazing people. We just have one more speaker left, all right? We have a radio DJ from Kerry. This young man is here today to talk about standing out. Everyone, please welcome Ian O'Connell.
Flip off of this.
Here he comes, up the ramp.
To be my...
Welcome, Ian.
To be my look
I'm gonna sit here. You're gonna come towards me, huh?
To be my look to fall coming up the ramp.
Oh yeah. Well, good job.
How are you?
Not falling. I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad. All's good.
All's good. So for people who don't know who you are, can you give us a little bit of a background?
My name's Ian O'Connell. I'm from Killarney in County Kerry, and I had an accident while out cycling in 2017. So just over 5 years ago.
And what age were you?
2 days after my 16th birthday. So it all came together.
Yeah. And what was your accident? How did it happen?
So I was in Killarney in Muckross National Park, and I was just cycling away with friends like we did every other day during the summer, and I was going down a little path, like we always did, and there was a log and it had overgrown with grass, and the front wheel of my bike just met the log and I went flying about 8 feet.
So something as simple as something
Yeah.
like that, everything that you do, something you were doing nearly every day and just bad luck one day.
Yeah, I knew straight away something was wrong because when I fell, I heard my neck a crack.
Okay.
My whole body just went completely lifeless.
And how did your friends react?
I think they kind of thought at the start I was messing because it would have been typical me, like, you know,
Yeah.
having the crack, and it took them a few minutes to kind of believe me, and I was like, I said to my friend Michael, Michael, I'm paralysed, and they kind of figured out then that I was being serious.
And did they call the ambulance straight away?
Yeah.
They were quick to act.
They were, yeah.
That's great. So your friends had your back from
They
the
did,
very beginning.
thank God.
And how has the process been from kind of having your injury, having your accident, to being in the chair and then having to nearly deal with a new life?
Yeah, I suppose it's been good times and bad times. Like, everybody has tough times during it, but I've supportive friends, and they all make it easier, and like yourself, just have a positive attitude, and it helps so much when you have the right mindset.
Yeah. You've been so open about what your life is like and what you go through, and you're quite active on social media. How many followers on Instagram do you have?
There are, I think, 55,000. So
55,000 followers
Yeah.
on Instagram. And like, what are you sharing?
I suppose a bit of everything: my day-to-day life, my rehab, when I'm in the gym, just sharing the kind of messages for everyone to kind of appreciate what they have.
Yeah.
You know, before it becomes what they had.
And what is you have a slogan that
If
you
you-
kind of a little mantra that you live by?
If you can stand up, stand out.
And that's exactly what you're doing.
I said it on the Late Show, and it kind of stuck with me then.
That's great. And you are a radio DJ. And was that something that you dreamt of all your life, or how did you get into that?
No, if you'd asked me to go into radio before my accident, I'd have ran the other way, not a hope. And I suppose I didn't know what I was going to do after school, so I'd done a year course in Radio Kerry. and I done 12 weeks work experience there. And then I got offered a job, so and I have my own show Wednesday nights called Stand Out.
That's amazing. And what
Yeah.
sort of stories do you have? I'm asking this because I was on it recently.
Yeah, a lot of kind of like today, you know, people that have disabilities that have overcome things in their life, or anyone with a story to tell in general, because you learn something new off everyone, don't you?
Yeah. And is there anyone in your life in particular that you've kind of gotten your strength from, or you've learned something from because they've shared their story?
I'm the kind of person that would take inspiration off my neighbour up the road winning a football match.
Yeah.
I kind of like to, I suppose, look at people that have overcome things in their own life, like one person that I love is, you know, Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Like the comedian, like he was in a car crash, he overcame it. He was disabled for a few months. Anybody kind of like that has been through it and come out the other side.
Yeah. And what sort of message do you kind of give young people that you meet and who look up to you? Because you have such a strength about you, you've such a personality about you, you've never, from what I've seen, and I've only seen the stuff on social media or on TV, but it never looks like you let it hold you back. What sort of advice do you give to young people who might be struggling or going through a similar situation that you've been through?
I think that I never knew how strong I was until, you know, the only option was to be strong. And I think a lot of people, like we were saying, have their own bad days, and I was the same straight after my accident. Like I didn't accept it when the nurse said, we're going to fit you for a wheelchair. But I think that for anybody that is in a similar situation, that it does get brighter, and, you know, sometimes it mightn't look like it does. But if you're having a tough day, reach out to someone, ask for help, because there's no shame in it, and to just always focus on the positive side, and it makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, it's so important to communicate, isn't
Yeah.
it? And tell people how you're feeling. Is that really what helped you get through?
Yeah, 100%, and especially my friends, like communicating with them. Like about 2 weeks ago, I was having a tough day, and my friend was like, what's up? And I said, no, I'm grand. Because I think men in general they don't like to say that they're struggling. And my friend was like, Ian, shut up, what's wrong? He knew, and that's just communicating with friends and stuff, and they make it easier.
And it sounds like you've had a great bunch of friends growing up and through your accident and the person you are now. Did you lose any people along the way?
Everybody asks me that, and the answer I give everyone is, I didn't lose any friends at all. I just kind of found out who the real ones were.
Yeah.
And sometimes it takes something as bad as an injury or go through something in life to see who was there or who comes running when you're doing good in life. But yeah, no, friends they're so important, and if you're a friend of somebody struggling, you know, don't be afraid to ask them what's up, and they've made it so much easier for me as well.
That's amazing. And what's been the achievement, or what's been something that you've been most proud of?
I think when I was in Dunleary in rehab, one of the nurses was feeding me one day, and she said, Ian, you know, with your injury, you're never going to get movement back in your arms and stuff. And I was like, I just kind of smiled, and I just said, watch me. And
you knew.
And she
Challenge
said,
accepted.
Yeah, she said you won't. And then I came back about 2 years later, and she was like called into the ward just to say hello, and she was there, and I brought her back to the same place where she was feeding me that day, and I said, remember what you said here? And then I put up my hand to shake her hand, and that quietened her.
Look at me now. Ian, that is amazing. You're doing such a good job. And obviously I can see your dad. Is it your dad? Your dad is with you here today.
He is.
How have your parents been through the whole process?
Unreal, unbelievable.
Really supportive.
Couldn't ask for anything better. My mum was up by my bedside for the 9 months when I was in hospital, and my dad was at home making a bit of money for us. And he used to come up then the weekend. So they've been my rock, and I think that's what parents are for, to be there for their kids.
And have they pushed you and encouraged you to follow this path of kind of being the outspoken person that you are?
Yeah, definitely. They showed me their qualities of a parent when I was in hospital, so
you learned from them.
I think it's my duty to give back to them as well.
Oh, that's so good. That's such a good message.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Ian.
Thank you.
Everyone, please give it up for Ian. And if everyone wants to tune into his radio station, when is it on?
Wednesday night, 8 to 9 p.m.
8 to 9 p.m. on Wednesday night on?
On Radio Kerry, or else go back on Spotify to Stand Out. And you can listen to Ellen if you want.
You'll find loads of inspirational speakers on that. Ian, thank you
Ellen.
very much. Thanks for joining me on stage.
Thanks.
Can you believe it? Guys, we're actually at the end. I really hope you enjoyed it here in the room. And for those watching online, hope you've enjoyed today and that you heard from someone you really like. I have loved being a part of today. Thank you so much for being such an amazing audience. And before I let you go, we have two amazing bands to play us out. Wild Division and Detention are part of Music Generation Limerick. A final thank you and lots of love from me. And now please help me to welcome the Wild Division. The lads will take a few minutes to set up and then we will close the show. So thank you very much and thanks for being so kind to me.
Would I just freeze? And if the rains came pouring down, would I share my umbrella? Or would I be Cinderella when the clock strikes 12? Running. Would I be running? I know someday we'll find the one to grow old with and have some fun. Maybe we'll have kids of our own. You never know. Oh, I guess that it is just human nature to see a pumpkin in slippers instead of a golden white carriage and a bog and the showers. Oh, if I see you in the street, would I go over? Would I just freeze? And if the rains came pouring down, would I share my umbrella? Or would I be Cinderella when the clock strikes 12? Running. Would I be running? I guess that it is just human nature to see a pumpkin in slippers instead of a golden white carriage and a bog and the shimmers. Yes, it shimmers. If I see you in the street, would I go over or would I just freeze? And if the rains came pouring down, would I share my umbrella or would I be Cinderella when the clock strikes 12? Running. Would I be running? Would I be running? seasons change, people too. I'd have been whatever you wanted, so I could have kept you. It feels like yesterday when I watched the sun kiss your skin. As the clouds fade away, like how you left me that day. This is it. This is it. This is where we're left. All those years together, gone in a flash. The love we shared, well, it's gone like that. I can't stand the silence. I wish you were still here. I wish I still had your breath in my atmosphere. Sometimes I think I see you when I walk down the street. Your eyes I used to drown in, and your smile is oh so sweet. This is it. This is it. This is where we're left. All those years together, gone in a flash. The love we shared, well, it's gone like that. This is it. This is it. This is it. This is it. Thank you very much.